traditional deposit protection has been around since 2007. Yeah. Of course, if you ask a tenant, do they want to give a deposit? No. Do you want to ask a landlord, do they want a deposit? Yes. And there's been lots of innovation in the marketplace, but ultimately landlords still feel more comfortable taking a physical cash deposit. Now, depending on where you are based in the UK, it becomes more of a problem for a tenant or less of a problem. So the further north you go, or further west you go, where deposits start dropping in value, actually finding the deposit is not a real issue for a vast number of tenants. Of course, you've got the vulnerable sector there, where I think a different solution is required, and maybe more government support there, maybe more local councils supplying the deposit, or governments giving deposit breaks, or play with the cap for vulnerable people on benefits, or whatever it happens to be. And the same as you move in towards the Scotland market. But in the southeast, where the rents are very, very high, and therefore by default deposits are very, very high, it does become a problem. And this is where I think we've all got to take a little step back, that there is no one size fits all solution. And I think the government have found that. They've thought, actually, when we survey tenants, finding the deposit isn't particularly difficult, because friends, family, using a credit card for a 0% credit card, they come up with the deposit. They don't like the idea of doing it, but they come up with it. The number of disputes that cause that double bubble effect at the end of the tenancy is not as widespread as people are thinking. Yeah, so it's very difficult for the government, I think, to turn around and mandate for you must do this in this situation, you must do that in that situation. They want to give choice. And at the moment, the market is trying to innovate, it's trying to find different solutions that might work. So the comments I've been told when I speak to the Department of Levelling Up is it's a watching brief. Rather than throwing it into the long grass, which effectively they're doing, but they're saying there's lots of other things that they can do without actually introducing new legislation about deposit alternatives, insurance-based deposit alternatives, taking loans. I mean, of course the government don't want to encourage anybody taking out more debt, especially in the current cost of living crisis, which isn't going to go away anytime soon. So I think they're saying we've got bigger issues to deal with in the Renters Reform Bill. TDP is not broken, it works. It provides a fantastic service to the vast majority of landlords and tenants. Why twiddle around with that when there's other bigger things like the abolishment of Section 21, decent homes, energy performance, the Ombudsman, more information for tenants? I think they'd rather focus on that and leave tenancy deposit protection for another few years, but if they can sneak a couple of tweaks in, that's what they would rather do.